topic, man. Ebro says that Eminem wouldn't do well in a versus. Here's the actual quote. I don't want to, somebody tweeted. I personally, well, low key tweeted. I personally don't want to see M do a versus. However, that's just me. And Ebro answered to that and said, "Nope, I don't think his music fits the scenario."
Hmm.
What do you think about that? Do you think that? I mean, we kind of touched on that last week, and you gave me the Rock Nation pose. And do you think there is a matchup for Eminem out there in the verses? I know some people in the chat last week said Tech Nine, but I just don't think commercially that's a good matchup.
Yeah,
We're talking
that's
about an
not
underground MC versus somebody who sold more records than anybody in the genre.
well, that is the thing about success when you measure it by like sales
Mm-hmm.
is that obviously his records have reached everybody or reached masses of people beyond the borders of hip hop. So just on that alone, it's going to be hard to give him a versus. But I don't think that's what Ebro was pointing to. I think he was kind of pointing to like this is some like real hip hop like rap shit, and so you know, he
What up?
doesn't
What up to
fit into.
Rodriguez in the room? He said Lil Wayne. I didn't mean to cut you off, but what up, Rodriguez? He said Lil Wayne. What do you say to that?
You want to know what? I'll say something about Wayne too. And I was thinking about this when we were talking about Drake and Cole. I was thinking like, yeah, I was like, man, Wayne's just going higher and higher up because these gaps that we're talking about, like that Drake has sometimes, and these gaps that Cole has, Mike, does Wayne have any of those gaps?
What do you mean gaps?
Like
Clarify.
artistically, it's like as an MC, isn't he like you think Cole is a better MC than Wayne?
No, I mean if we want to sit
Right.
here and clarify everything. I mean not clarify, include everything. No, I mean the versatility that Wayne has and everything that he's been able to do in his career with his style, continuously elevating his style, switching up his style, diverse production. It would be hard for me to say that J. Cole is a better MC than Wayne.
Right. And is Drake better than Wayne?
Hell no.
And so Wayne's made classic album, at least one, in a lot of people's mind at two or three.
Mm-hmm.
Countless mixtapes, big hit songs. And what I'm saying is that like when people talk about like proper placement, like they're not even Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And Wayne should kind of like be more of a bar for these modern day MCs to measure themselves up against before they put themselves up too high. Because, and I say Wayne because in my mind, Mike, Wayne's not Jay Nas or Big. You feel
Nah,
me?
nah. I mean, and it's tough when you talk about, and we be
Hard
talking
case.
when we talk about big, we talk about just the skill set and everything that we've seen in that small period of time. I agree with you 100%. But it's very tough to sit there and debate somebody with such a long career with big. But yes, Jay and Nas, it's not even to me, not even close. Just what he's been able to cover. Um, I think this, and if we're talking about in the verses, right? I think that Wayne's catalog is so vast. He has so much to pull from. We've always done this whole Wayne versus Ti thing because they come up in the same era. It would
Yeah.
be very tough for Ti to compete with Wayne in that type of format because he's done so much, and it's not a lot of people in that era who have done as much music as Wayne and who have that mixture of mixtape hoopla with the mainstream hoopla, done the units, got all the features. He has a very, very different resume.
You know what, Mike? His his resume is vast. It's detailed. It's got pieces of like his catalog has pieces of brilliance everywhere. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
told you it's like a lot of people do feel like Wayne is the greatest MC ever. Like I've had conversations like with hip hop heads, like from they're younger than me,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I
People who
mean,
grew up in during his reign swear
yeah,
by Wayne, and it's very hard to really articulate an argument
Well, this is what I'm
otherwise.
getting to with Cole, because like Wayne actually does have the catalog to speak to some of what they're talking about. I just don't think he has what they're talking about in reference to some guys that I have, like, ahead of him. But
Yeah.
in terms of the argument being made, like when they make the argument, they be like, what you want? Hits. Wayne got hits. You want classic albums? They like, he got classic albums. You want classic mixtapes? Got classic mixtapes. There's like, got more great verses, the verse on this. I'm like, like valid points.
For me,
Valid.
it's just the bar test,
Not a
right?
lot of gaps.
I think
Not a
it's
lot
the
of
bar
gaps.
test, and it's like he has a lot of very suspect lines, and even though he has some really high moments, lyrically he has some very low moments too. But that just comes with having massive amounts of work, and I also don't feel like I've got a Wayne verse that is on like verbal intercourse level, or the last verse of Streets is Watching, Dead Presidents 2, yeah, for talking big, you nobody to somebody kills you type of shit.
So,
Like,
see, that's what I mean.
yeah,
He's not on that level in my estimation either. But his level has been high enough, long enough that he's more of a fair bar. I mean, like, like I think Pusha T's a better MC than Wayne, like just bar for bar. But if Pusha T were to go against Wayne in a versus, it would be extremely hard for Pusha T to win that versus. Wouldn't
damn
you
near
say?
impossible.
Huh?
Damn near impossible. And I love Pusha T.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of stuff people haven't heard that's great that I know you and I heard, like Mike, a lot of that Re-Up Gang Volume 1, 2 stuff.
Yeah. Well, hold on, hold
Yeah.
on. Let's go back a little bit. Let's get back to the topic, because
Yeah.
in that same breath, people put Eminem in that category with some of those folks that we mentioned. And why don't you feel like, someone who is as experienced as an Ebro in radio and in hip hop in general feels like Eminem's catalog doesn't fit the scenario? This is a hip hop scenario, right? Like, what hip hop great would we say that, their catalog doesn't fit a versus scenario?
Where is Wayne at on like the all-time sales thing? Is he he's a top 10, I'm assuming. He's like probably 4 or 5, I would assume.
Possibly. Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah. Like, you want to know what? I think that you want to know what? I think Eminem and Lil Wayne would be great, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I think it would be a great litmus test of where they both truly are.
I
in
think
people's
Wayne would
minds.
wax Eminem in a versus.
Okay.
I mean, I personally do. All right, so Wayne is number 5. Looks like.
He told you probably 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne
Eminem's
was
number
left on the
one. Eminem's number 1. Drake is number 2. Hold up. Let me see.
If that's how it's going, then Nicki's probably 4.
Nicki's 6. All right, so Eminem's number 1, Drake's number 2, Kanye is 3, Jay-Z is 4, Wayne is 5, Nicki 6. So,
It's all said and done.
with that being said, you know what? I know this might be controversial, and it shouldn't be, because again, hip hop is hip hop, right? I think Nicki might be the best matchup for Eminem. I'm serious, because they both teeter the line of pop music and hip hop music, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that some of Eminem's biggest hits, like The Real Slim Shady or Without Me, Hi My Name Is, these are pop records. These aren't hip hop records. Eminem and Nicki can play that pop game with Eminem. Nicki can play that feature game with Eminem. I think Nicki is the best matchup for Eminem.
So the sentiment that I'm feeling is that what Ebro is really trying to convey is that M don't have enough like true hip hop shit to really compete. Is that the kind?
I think that's what I'm getting from it, And again, I don't want to insert my words in there, but I've said these things before.
That's why I said the sentiment seems to be like the overall feel, like the tone of it seems to be that, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting, and based on that, and we talk about somebody who is as successful as him numerically, who has impact on the culture, and who has teetered that line of pop success and rap success. I think Nicki's the best matchup. I mean, am I wrong in this?
That. I just don't.
Why not?
I mean, it's. I mean, I love the innovation of the
They've even
thought,
worked
Mike.
together.
I love the innovation of the thought. Give me some time to think about it. Yeah, that would be the best thing I could say. Because just off the top of my head, I would say no to both of those. Because just out of a matter of preference, my immediate thought when you said that is like, well, if that's the case, I want to see Nicki versus Kim instead.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd rather see Nicki versus Kim, but I'm just saying, like, when we talk about who would be the best matchup for Eminem, it would have to be somebody who is popular, right? It would have to be somebody who is in this top selling rap artist. So you got Drake. I don't think Drake and Eminem is a great matchup musically, right?
Yeah.
You got Kanye West. I think Kanye West would smoke Eminem in the verses. You got Jay Z. We know that what that would do. Wayne is the next person, and then
See, so,
Nicki's the
so hold on.
next
So let's
person,
stop. So hold on. So let's stop right there, then, Mike.
right?
You just said yourself, Wayne is the next person.
I think Wayne has too much hip hop shit for Eminem. I just do, cause Wayne's biggest shits is like a milli. What's Eminem got for stuff like that?
I mean, he would probably play "You Lose Yourself." I would think immediately is what
Oh
came to
my
mind.
god.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying the
I don't think
points.
Lose Yourself
I
plays
don't
well in
agree
the
with.
verses, and I do agree with Ebro on that. I don't think Lose Yourself. Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying is that like, well, for all this that's being said, I'm just I'm a proactive, actionable type of guy, Mike. I'm like, well, let's put all of these things to the test and see. And you just ran down the list. It went Eminem. Hold on, how did it go
Eminem,
again?
Drake,
It went
Kanye
Eminem,
West,
Drake,
Jay
Kanye,
Z.
Jay, and then Wayne. And so
Yep.
you're like, well, Drake, yay, Jay. I'm like, no, 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 no. But then you get the Wayne, and it's like, well, maybe because after that it is Nicki, and who's after that? Mike, like Tupac.
I think it's like Flow Ride after that. But yeah, um, Hassan Sykes says you crazy. Wayne and Nicki catalog ain't messing with Eminem. And even if they both put their careers together, all right. So what? And I'm glad we got an Eminem fan in here. What Eminem songs do you think need to go up against? What five Eminem songs are you playing first in a versus?
You want to know what, too, Mike? I think one of the biggest issues in all of this is that nobody's really come and hit us with an Eminem like playlist, like when this conversation's being had, and
Right.
so it does make you think, well, how indoctrinated is his fan base into this hip hop culture? Because Mike, every time like we have a Jay-Z Nas conversation, it's like the back and forth of songs that come out is crazy. I mean, cats do it for days. It's like, well, I got this record for that record. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
got this one for that one. I got that one. Oh, you want to play Imaginary Player? Oh, I'm gonna play Memory Lane. Oh, you
Yeah.
want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and all right, here's the other people on the list. 7 is Flow Rider, which is incredible. Shout out to him. Number 8 is Tupac. Number 9 is Snoop, and number 10 is DMX.
Okay,
You
so yeah.
think you think Eminem's catalog wants it with Snoop Doggy Dogg's catalog?
Hey, Mike, you want to know what? I actually quick sidebar note. Like I did listen to Doggy Style this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's a top 5 rap album.
Easy, man.
And
Easy.
it and what and my real takeaway was is like the Chronic is the practice run for what happened on Doggy Style. Like Doggy Style is both of them at their mastery and their connection coming to full fruition. Like the Chronic was just the warm up. Like that's why you have like those big home runs and those magic moments where the chemistry is building. But on Doggy Style, like the chemistry is there and it's epic. Mike, the first song on the album might be the worst song on the album. After that, it's just a steamroll of epic, like classic stuff.
Dr.
It's
Dre doesn't get enough credit for that. Hassan Sykes says, "Hold up, I have a place list thing. Yeah, y'all tripping. Y'all just hate Eminem. Yeah, send us a list,
No,
please.
no,
I
no.
want
We
to
want
see
to
the
say no, no,
list.
no.
I want
What
to
I'm
see the
saying
list.
is that people have what we are trying to say is that people have not been sticking up for him in terms of his fan base and
Yeah,
providing playlists. So it's like if you have one, like give it to us. We'll put it up on According to Hip Hop. and like
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
see what it
Send
do.
us the
Yeah.
playlist, man. We would love it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we can actually really dissect this and see what Eminem's
Put it on
core,
the site.
yeah, what it's gonna look